This lady robbed the bank, but why? The reason shocked everyone. "You're gonna rob the bank for us," the robber said to this lady, "or you will die. Your daughter will go first." When a mother's worst nightmare comes true, will she risk everything to save her daughter's life, or refuse to obey the robber's deadly demands? In today's video, we will witness a battle between thugs and a helpless woman who was forced to rob the bank. Stay tuned to see what happens next.
And I just screamed super loud. My daughter took off this way, put guns in my face.
Renee was a hard-working single mom who worked as a bank branch manager for 48 hours. When the case was opened, Tracy Smith, an investigator, inquired about her life at that time. "I was on that single mom grind, you know," Renee answered. "I was running a bank, and I had a career. I loved where I was living. I really loved my job." She then described all the events that led to her ending behind bars. On the fateful night of November 21st, 2000, in Vista, California, Michelle Renee and her 7-year-old daughter Bria were snuggled up on the couch in their cozy home. Little were they aware of the horror that was about to unfold and make their lives miserable. Suddenly, out of thin air, 3 masked gunmen, dressed in all black and holding frightening weapons, burst into their house through the back door, shattering the peaceful evening and adding a climax to the lives of the ladies. With guns pointed directly at Renee and Bria's heads, the mother-daughter duo was forced to the floor, their lives forever changed in that instant. The roommate, who was also present there, was likely left frozen in fear, witnessing the terrifying scene. Meanwhile, the masked intruders' true intentions were yet to be revealed, leaving Renee and Bria at their mercy. Who were these robbers, and what do they want from these unarmed civilians? Just visualize being held hostage with your child at this hour. These cruel gunmen bound Renee and Bria with duct tape. Renee recalled hearing Bria cry, "Are you going to kill my mommy? Are you going to kill me?" One of the burglars answered, "No, not if your mommy does everything that we tell her to do." The horror in the eyes and heart of the little girl can be felt in her words. Michelle Renee's life was already turned upside down by the 3 masked gunmen who were led by a menacing ringleader. They had been tracking her every move for months, gathering data on her daily routine and waiting for the perfect moment to raid. With guns pointed at Renee, her 7-year-old daughter Bria, and their roommate, the intruders exposed their sinister plan that Renee would rob her own bank the next morning, or else she had to face the fatal consequences. The night was a blur of terror as the hostages were forced to tolerate the intruders' twisted game plan, repeated threats, and psychological manipulation. The ringleader's chilling words echoed in Renee's mind, making her anxious and distressed. She stated during the inquiry, "We know where you work, and we want you to rob your bank." The risk factors were vivid: comply or risk everything. In the morning, the condition intensified further when the men strapped what they claimed was dynamite to Renee, Bria, and their roommate. The clock was ticking, and Renee's nightmare was far from over. Will she find a way to outsmart her abductors and save her loved ones? Or will she be forced to commit a crime that goes against everything she stands for? "You will disintegrate," one of the masked men threatened. The intruders revealed an ominous device to Renee, concealed as a harmless doorbell, but they warned her that it was, in fact, a deadly blast device capable of detonating the dynamite strapped to her, Bria, and their roommate. The ringleader's terrifying words still resonated in Renee's mind. "If you try to run, you will disintegrate. If you try any funny business, you will all be killed." The risk was clear. Attempting to escape or defy their instructions would result in instant destruction. The device was a constant reminder of the intruder's control and the devastating consequences of failure. Renee was trapped in a desperate game of survival, forced to follow the intruder's every command to keep herself and her loved ones alive. Trapped in a lethal game of fraud, a bank manager is forced to rob her own bank, with dynamite strapped to her back and a gun to her head. Will she escape with her life or become a pawn in a sinister plot? Michelle Renee's heart was racing as she accelerated her Jeep towards the bank. With the scary ringleader crouched in the back seat, his gun pressed tightly against her side. The dynamite strapped to her back constantly reminded her of the deadly moments of failure. As she waited for the Brinks truck to arrive, Renee's mind was a whirlwind of fear and adrenaline, her hands trembling as she clutched her briefcase, now stuffed with a duffel bag. Once the Brinks truck arrived, Renee's instructions were clear. Fill the duffel bag with cash from the vault and escape. She grabbed her briefcase and stepped into the vault, her hands moving swiftly as she stuffed the bag with money. The ringleader's words echoed in her mind. Take the money and go. A few minutes later, Renee emerged from the bank, her briefcase now filled with $360,000 in cash. She handed it over to the ringleader, waiting in her Jeep, his eyes gleaming with greed. He barked instructions at her, his voice cold and detached. Go straight home. Don't go to the bank. Don't call the cops. Nothing. Will Renee find a way to break free from the ringleader's grasp and bring him to justice? Write about your thoughts in the comment section. Michelle Renee's traumatic ordeal seemed to be over when she reunited with her daughter and roommate, safe and sound. However, the ringleader's forgotten fake dynamite became his biggest mistake, which greatly helped in his arrest. Investigators wanted to check whether Renee was true or not, so they later asked her to relive the traumatic events, and her story matched her roommate's and daughter's accounts. A breakthrough came when Renee remembered the ringleader's visit to the bank, posing as a customer and leaving his business card. The name on the card, Christopher Butler, became the key to unraveling the mystery. Will Christopher Butler's clever disguise and fake bomb save him from justice? Or will Renee's bravery and sharp memory lead to his conviction? On December 1st, 2000, something unexpected happened that helped the investigators solve the case incredibly. A routine traffic stop led to an astonishing discovery, revealing an intricate web of lies and treachery. Will the suspects' own lies lead to their downfall? Well, on this clear day, Christopher Butler and Lisa Ramirez were arrested during a routine traffic stop. But what the police found in their car changed everything. To their amazement, in the trunk and glove compartment of the car, officers discovered a damning array of evidence linking them to the bank robbery and abduction of Michelle Renee and her daughter. They found Michelle Renee's credit cards, money straps from the bank, a BB gun matching Renee's description, the duffel bag used to carry the stolen cash, and black clothing and ski masks identical to those worn by the perpetrators. These were not just the clues, but a big success for the investigators, leading to their supreme victory. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a crucial piece of evidence, a walkie-talkie conversation between the ringleader, Money 1, and his assistant, Money 2. Renee readily recognized the voice of Money 2 as Lisa Ramirez, who had been in the bank with Butler earlier that day. Ramirez confirmed her involvement in the walkie-talkie conversation and her role in masterminding the fake dynamite and kidnapping plot. Butler, however, denied any involvement in the bank robbery, attempting to protect Ramirez and himself. But Ramirez's testimony assisted in the arrest of Butler and the other suspects, including Christopher Huggins, who was found with $93,000 of the stolen cash. In January 2020, when Christopher Butler became suitable for bail under California sentencing laws, the investigator asked him about the story he'd told on the stand. Butler denied his entire testimony, admitting he and Renee never had a relationship. "It's about time," Renee said. "There was never, ever a chance that I would have been involved in anything like this." Butler was rejected for parole, but Renee was set free. "In a weird way, I could breathe," "I could finally exhale after all these years," she exclaimed. A fourth suspect, Robert Ortiz, was still on the run, but evidence linked him to the crime, revealing his role in acquiring guns for the group.
You just see the ghosts of them everywhere.
If you close your eyes, can you still see it?
All of it.
Does it feel like 22 years?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it feels like a lifetime ago. Sometimes it feels like it was last week.
We came in the door, I put the groceries away, went in the kitchen.
It had been such a long day, and I was just excited to be home with Bria. We were on the couch. It was just the two of us.
My daughter screamed super loud. At that point, my daughter took off this way, but two of them came to me, put guns in my face. One guy grabbed me back of my head, forced me down in front of the couch that was right here. They let me turn around and see my daughter laying face down on the floor right here by the door, face down with her hands tied and her feet tied. I heard my daughter say, "Are you gonna kill my mommy?"
They said, "You're gonna rob the bank for us, or we will kill you, and your daughter will be first."
This traumatizing experience will surely have a great impact on little Baria's entire life, and her mother, as no parent, would have expected this brutal happening with their only child. What do you guys think about this clever and deceiving robbery plan and the unexpected arrest of the masked men? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories.